right now, sitting at -10. Had a rough day yesterday. Shot 42 over on his first block and then 52 under to get himself to -10. We'll see how the Tacoma, Washington native fights through. Another Washington native sits right underneath him, a legend of the game, Hugh Miller, the smooth lefty from Washington, sitting at -11. Here's one of those bowlers we got to keep an eye on. These are the bowlers that are just sitting out right outside, looking in. Can they still make it into the cut? Hugh Miller is in the clubhouse right now, and so he needs some things to go his way. But it seems like very possible that the number still drops today.
I don't see it. I think it's gonna end up around that 8 number. Yeah.
I thought, I predicted that the number was going to be finished positive, but having had a couple hours to kind of ruminate on it, I don't feel as good as I did when I predicted
it.
I
watched Ricky Schistler come down the stretch as well, and he had a 173 his last game, but he had a couple of taps on the left lane coming down the stretch. He had the right lane nailed. A couple of open frames, so he's trying to, string some strikes to get himself back in it. And I think he left back-to-back ring 10s on the left lane and went off the sheet in the 10th. All three in the 10th for 173.
Oh my goodness,
which was huge. And so that got him to -8.
It's got to be very frustrating to have grinded. He shoots 230, 250, 200, 209 to really set himself up. Had a disastrous first block, right? Shoots 147 under to start his tournament in the first block. 168, 220, 160, 140, 150. And shoots 67 over his second block and then 72 over. So he just kept getting better. But again, is that 173 is he gonna be bowling again? Is he gonna be bowling in that three-way tie right now, sitting at -8? And as a competitor, when you had that final round there, Jason, where you didn't bowl as good as you could to finish it up, what's going through your mind as you wait to see what the number is?
Just nothing good. I mean, there are a lot of players in the same boat. You had Joel Carlson, who bowled early this morning. He finished his last 3 games 198, 148, 175 to end up -5. So he's been having a really, really terrifying day.
Yeah.
Right? You have William Graham, who started the day 137 over, and his last 4 games goes 165, 172, 155, 164.
Oh no!
To finish +5. So he's not having a great time right now, but I think he's safe.
I think he'll be safe.
Yeah.
You don't want to limp into the finals at 868 when you do such a great job of really bowling yourself into it. But I guess it's also the advantage of, hey, if you have a couple of big days in this particular format, it's not going to shoot you in the foot to have that one. As long as you're in the number, as long as you're at extended play, those pin totals absolutely dissolve.
Yeah. And just kind of going up the list, we have Eric Adolphson, who finished at +7 again. I think he's safe.
Yep.
But had a rough day today. But we watched him bowl game number 1 right in front of us on the live stream there, and he had 52 in the 5th and ended up bailing out 199.
Oh, that is a great bail.
So that right there, any of these games, any of these moments, a 6-bagger or 7-bagger, that
changes
might be
everything.
enough to get you in the cut. So we've got a lot of exciting things to watch. We've got Steve Badavinik starting off the block here right around the cut. He's at +6. So we'll see how Steve navigates the pattern here tonight. We've got, like you said, we've got a number of legends in the field who are pretty safe.
Yeah,
like Jason Couch, he just came over before the block started, and his biggest concern was can he get an update on the Washington football team
Hey,
an hour into the block because they're not able to use their phones? So,
that I'm all about that. Here's a bowler that you and I have discussed in tedium here during the Senior Masters, and that's Walter A. Williams Jr. Had an absolute nightmare. Not the way you want to start the tournament shooting 66 under for your first block. What does he do? And to the prediction of you, JT, comes out and shoots 137 over. He's bowling this final block, sitting at 71 over for the tournament. Through the front four here already to start his day. You expect Walter A to just kind of put his pedal to the metal and cruise into victory for this.
Yeah. And speaking of people that put the pedal to the metal, Tom Hess with 2 to go. He still hadn't caught Walt Blackston yet. They've been kind of 1-2 all week. And Tom Hess finishes 268, 264 to say, yeah,
Not even close.
I'm leading this tournament.
Hey guys, I don't know if you got the memo, but Tom Hess has a pretty good look on this shot.
Yeah, right. So let's go down the list of players who are currently at the top of the standings that are going to be safe. We're going to see them tomorrow. They're already done for the day, and we'll mention a few that are bowling tonight as well. But Tom Hess, he's leading plus 543. Nobody's going to catch him. I'm going to say it right now.
I think that is a bold prediction.
Yeah,
not so
David
much.
Leverage, I know he's a really good bowler, but he's
not
gonna
shooting
shoot
300 over.
294 over.
Yeah, he's not shooting 300 over today.
Yeah.
If he does, you know what? Give that man a trophy.
Exactly.
Give that man a trophy.
So Walt Blackston, we mentioned him. What a great story he is. He is in second place, 421 over.
He hasn't wavered.
No, he hasn't, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch him bowl the matches tomorrow. Really going to be curious to see who he gets matched up with.
I think he's going to give it the business, my friend.
I do too. He's excited to be here and looking forward to watching him bowl in the match play tomorrow. Parker Bone III, legend, is locked in at third. He's done for the day. Charles Ritchie had a huge block this morning. He bowled great. He's plus 296. PDW in fifth.
What a block he shot, too.
Yeah, 177 over block. He got the plus 294. Chris Barnes, plus 289. Just solid all week long. He went 104 over, 99 over, and 86 over.
Just kind of grinding it out, man.
Just very consistent. Brad Angelo had kind of a similar road. He's done at plus 261. Robert Reed, he's in the books at plus 255. We mentioned David Lurch. He's out on the floor right now. He's at plus 249. Michael Haggett, he bowled the high block yesterday, so he got the Crystal Award here today. So he is in at plus 248. Ron Moore is at plus 229. Dan Knowlton is in at plus 212 in 12th place. And Leto Monicelli is at plus 200, the defending champion. And nobody is happier to see him in 13th place than Tom Hess.
Yeah,
I would have had to bowl him
right off the gate.
Although I don't think Tom really cares who he bowls at this point. He's so confident.
No.
He's bowling so well. But I'm sure he'd rather save Amleto for later in the draw.
Yeah. I mean, because Amleto is one of those players that clearly can just come in and buzzsaw you over.
Exactly.
Especially if he hits a good pair, he's going to shoot. You know, he can shoot 700, 750, 760 easily at you.
Yeah.
And you're in the losers bracket before you can spell losers bracket.
Yeah, exactly. John Gould, good story there. He got the karma for bringing us some food earlier in the week. So
always good for karma there.
Yeah, he's in at plus 184 in 14th place. Then we've got a few guys that are out on the floor tonight. Following them, Chris Warren, Tom Adcock, and Dino Castillo. They are out bowling right now. Michael Clark in at plus 163 and 18th. Norm Duke, another player who's still got 5 more games to bowl tonight. He's in safely right now, plus 158. Eric Forkel punched his ticket with plus 157 for his 15 games. Lenny Borish is out there bowling tonight. He's at plus 155. Doug Kent is in at plus 146. Jason Couch still bowling, plus 141. Daniel Miyamoto in at plus 141. I'm not going to read all the names on the list. The standings are available at bowl.com, but it's great. John Burkett's going to be in. You're a big fan of baseball and what he's been able to do out here on the PBA 50 Tour. He punched his ticket. He got to plus 74. But just a lot of great stories, and it's going to be an exciting day tomorrow.
Yeah, it's really when you start to really feel like you've sunk into the tournament, and the stakes get ratcheted up, because every game, every match, everything matters. You're always bowling for your tournament life, and that makes for exciting competition there. And Walter Ray putting together a really solid game. He's going to pretty much punch his ticket right away. He can shoot 279 front four, followed by a 9 spare, then a double. So Walter Ray coming out to a hot, quick start here for B squad and their final round of qualifying.
Walter Ray bowling over on 27 and 28. If you want to check out his action, you can head over to that channel right now. But a couple of big finishes for players. We talked about some players that went backwards, but Steve Smith, former Team USA member from San Diego, also dealing with a little bit of an injury on his wrist. He had a cyst that had developed, and his hand was very swollen. Wasn't sure if he was even going to be able to bowl this week, but had some treatment and ended up shooting 247 the last game to get to plus 14. So that was a huge clutch finish for Steve. Alvin Liu, 2-time PBA Tour champion and a super senior as well. He bowled 227 his last game to get to plus 26. So he's going to be around for the match play. So that was exciting for him and all of you Alvin Liu fans out there. But like Curtis said, 5 more games to go for this squad, and there should be some exciting finishes. We'll do our best to cover it as well as we can. Jason Couch also with a big game here in game number 1. He's got spare 5-bagger to start on 25 and 26.
I could watch Jason Couch all day long. The ball just floats off his hand. Love it.
So haven't talked much about the players we have featured in front of us right now on screen. We're just trying to get you guys set up for the night, but we do have some exciting action in front of you here in game number 1. A couple of our players are firmly in contention right now. We've got Steve Badavinik, who is a former Team USA member, started the day at plus 6. So he's right there. Just needs to kind of stay above plus, and he's shooting. He's in the 200s. Sorry, he's on a 206 pace through 6 frames. And then we've got Jimmy Dillingham, just one pair over on 21 and 22, who's 10 under, starting the block. So he's right there as well.
Ball at 227 here. So
one player who is not going to advance is Jimmy Smith on 19 and 20. He's a little too far back. He's going to need that David Leverage block that we talked about to have a chance. But a really great story. Something happened between rounds here. We have a gentleman named James who's been helping the players move their equipment, basically caddying for them all week long, and the players have been giving him tips and money for helping him out. And Jimmy said, hey, what can I do for you, buddy? You've been so helpful all week long, and besides money, what's something I could do to help you that would be better than that? And James said, well, I've been trying to bowl this league, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it, because I don't have my sanction card. And so Jimmy said, all right, well, let's get you sanctioned right now. They happen to be in the tournament office. Rob Gottschall, who's here helping to run the tournament, has access to getting people their certification cards, and he said, I'll do it for you right now. So Jimmy actually paid James's sanction fee for the season, and it was $30 for the local association and plus the national. And James was like, hey, I really appreciate it. It's going to allow me to bowl league this year. And as Jimmy walked out the door, he said to Rob, now we have one more member.
That's perfect. It's absolutely perfect.
So great story. Thank you, Jimmy, for being a good guy, basically.
Yeah. Hey, it just flexes that bowling community that we love so much, and it's the community that keeps you coming back. Like our Bowl TV community. Who you guys watching this block? Who's on your mind? Who you think's making it? Who you think's gonna fall out? Let's get some predictions from you guys.
Do you really think someone's gonna predict who's gonna fall out?
Why not? Come on, let's do this. Let's do this. Who are you putting
Who's going down this block?
It's like a death pool,
Who's
what I'm
gonna
saying?
suck the most?
Who's gonna bite it?
Gonna go down in flames.
You're right. It does feel like putting a death mark on somebody. And what's the worst thing that could happen? Your prediction comes true.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
That would be rough.
Man, as Aaron Smith would say, that'd be pretty rough.
Let's go. Oh man. No, I am just kind of curious. Is anybody bold enough to make that prediction?
Well, I mean, Timmy Mack did say there are a lot of 140s out there, right, lurking. And when it comes down to the pressure, we talked about like whether we thought the cut would go up or down. And Matt said, well, maybe people will rise to the occasion and the cut will go up. And then on the other hand, just as quickly, he said, but maybe they'll also squeeze it off and go backwards. And so you're probably going to have just about the same number of players who do make a valiant effort and shoot those 240s and 220s the last game, like we saw Steve Smith do or Alvin Liu do to get themselves into the cut. But you're gonna see just as many 173s like Ricky Schistler bowled, but he bowled a good 173. I sat back there and watched it. Bowled a really good game. Just the pair was playing a little different. He caught a couple of open frames, as he was trying to figure the pair out. And then once he figured it out, he rung 2 10 pins between strikes. It cost him 40 pins. So it's very easy to bowl 170 when you need 2 up. A couple of folks in the chat who they're not taking the
opportunity
not taking the
to
bait on
oh, come on.
But Robert Wilson says he's watching Brandon Leibel. He was in 59th before the squad. Bill Vinoy looking good. He is looking good. Walter Ray and Duke.
Oh yeah. Walter Ray's going to shoot 240. It looks like 247 is what he can shoot if I'm seeing correctly.
Yeah, that's right. 2 more strikes.
2 more strikes. He got the first hit in the 10th. Looking for that next one. He wants the next one. He wants that next one. And so Rick, yeah, it looks like Walter Ray's putting his pedal to the metal. I wonder how Duke is bowling. Maybe we can check out live scoring available here at Bowl TV. So if you want to check out how have a window open with your live scoring, be able to go toggle back and forth, check out the scores, look at your favorite player bowling, and keep tuned in as the action starts to whittle its way down to the final few games. And That means the ever important cut is coming and is impending. So I'm excited.
Walter Ray got the second strike in the 10th, so he'll be in the 240s. Jason Couch can shoot 269 here in game number 1, with just 1 frame left in the game. So his mind can drift away into Washington football team territory.
Yes. Looks like Norm Duke is going to shoot a 226 if he picks up a 9 spare in the 10th. He's down all the way at 55 and 56, so don't have eyes on him. But you got to imagine one of the most accurate players in the history of the sport probably going to pick up that spare, and he does. 226 for Norm Duke. Good solid start there for the Hall of Famer and person in 3rd place for most titles, national tour titles of all time. Only one of 3 players to make it past 40.
Yeah, Earl Anthony and Walter Ray, and Jason Couch with the first hit in the 10th. Walter Ray does finish with 246, so a 9 count on his fill ball. A great start for him to the block. Jason Couch with 2 more strikes can shoot 269. But in front of us, coming to the end of game number 1, and that's when we do get to the end of game number 1. Steve Badavinik with a big strike there in the 9th. He can still shoot 235. We will be signing off of Facebook Live and the Bull TV YouTube channel. To catch the rest of the action this evening, you're going to want to head over to bulltv.com, get your subscription if you don't have one already. And there are 3 options. You can buy the event ticket for the USBC Senior Masters, which is $12.95 plus transaction fees. You could also opt for the monthly recurring subscription. That's $9.95. At this point, with the tournament now about half over, that's probably your best bet. And if you want to extend your subscription when that runs out in the middle of the next month, you'll also get the Fall Classic, the conclusion to the PWBA Tour season, which is going to be pretty epic. And then if you feel like you just want the best deal, you're going to want to do the annual $79.95 for the year. It works out to about 8 cents per broadcast over the course of the year. I don't know much you can buy for 8 cents these days that give you, 3-4 hours of pleasure.
Yeah, no, I think that list is a very small one. And so I got a question for you.
Yes.
How many of the matches are our watchers going to be able to, our viewers be able to see tomorrow for the Senior Masters?
How many matches are we going to have?
I think they're going to be able to see all of them.
They are going to. Whatever that number is of matches that we're going to have, that's how many you'll be able to see.
Yeah, so the maximum number of matches.
Yeah, anybody you want to watch hold their match tomorrow, you will be able to see. We'll have the full field covered for the match play, which is nice. To quote Bill Murray.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Former groundkeeper. Back to go. The match changes. Cinderella story.
So this is the big 10th frame here for Badavinik.
Yeah, he definitely would like to start his day with a 235 possible here for him.
Give him a little cushion.
Give him a little bump, a little pep in the step.
Saw him bowl on our featured pair yesterday and shot 140.
Oh, no.
And his 10th frame, he went gutter,
Bang.
6 count.
Well, that was definitely not going in the gutter.
No.
That was called 10 in the pit. Gutter 6 count, not the way you want to punch a 10th frame.
No, he was not. But he bounced back nicely. Shot 2-team, get himself in position for today.
Nice. That's if you bowl a bad game, you can let it beat you twice.
Yeah.
And good job not doing that.
Steve has one of the best attitudes you'll ever
Oh, yeah.
see of any bowler. Such a cool guy. Was a really good soccer player earlier on, and then transitioned into bowling. And one of the really great stories from
Ooh.
a couple years back was him making Team USA.
Nice.
And I think he was 48 at the time,
That's incredible.
which was it was an incredible story. It meant so much to him. So
I can imagine.
really cool to see him here bowling this week and getting off to a good start here tonight.
Yeah. Get a little shake and bake for a 230 here. He's in the 230s as he gets the second hit in the 10th. Looks like he's going to try a different ball. Blower 710.
Good place for that.
Great place for that. And a good place